Speaker, so far the Tory opposition has been tragically the government in waiting, has received astonishingly little in the way of scrutiny from a supine Tory media. I therefore welcome the chance to provide scrutiny that has hitherto been so lacking. The truth about the Tory opposition is that if they win the next general election, then Britain will end up with the most viciously right-wing, isolationist, economically illiterate government we've had since the last Conservative Time and time again, Cameron's Conservatives have made the wrong call. The wrong call on the economy. During the financial crisis, the Conservatives were bound to an outdated dogmatism that says that doing nothing and leaving it to the market was best. They opposed nationalisation of Northern Rock. They opposed any legislation that was used to stabilise the financial sector. They would have let crucial financial institutions go to the wall. This would have led to a Great Depression, a collapse in lending even greater than we saw, and a far worse credit crunch and recession. Whereas the Labour government's interventionist approach was described by Paul Krugman, one of the few economists to come out of this crisis with any credit whatsoever, as intelligent. The Tory party opposed it all the way. In the aftermath of the economic crisis, the Tory party has been even worse. They have opposed the fiscal and monetary stimulus on which the recovery, or the kind of emerging recovery, is dependent, and which has avoided a far deeper recession. It's an approach that has prevented 2.7 million unemployed becoming 5 million unemployed, and it's not an approach that the Tory party has shared. And now they are advocating withdrawing support for the economy and the stimulus, just at a time when it seems that the recession is bottoming out, and we desperately need to maintain demand in the economy as much as possible.
On that point, sir. Go on. Somebody who believes in so much higher levels of government intervention and expenditure in the economy, how do you suppose we pay for it?
Well, I will come on to that point just now. Like so many in the Tory party, Gavin here goes on about the national debt like some kind of version of Victorian spinster. So the fact is that if we allow the recession to become a double-dip recession, if we destroy the fragile signs of recovery, then we won't have the economic growth that we need to pay back the economic debt in the long run anyway. So the economic debt will become, the national debt will become worse. No, thank you. Accordingly, their economic policies have been described by David Blanchflower, the only member of the Monetary Policy Committee who had any inkling that there was any crisis coming, the only one who's come out of it with any credit as, and I quote, the most wildly dangerous economic proposals that Britain has seen in the past 100 years. Not only will Tory cuts slash demand in the economy and destroy any sign of a recovery, they are aimed at our public services and our low-paid public sector workers. After years of crucial investment in our public services and infrastructure, we will go back to a situation where there's no capital investment, where we have crumbling schools and hospitals, 18-month waiting lists, and the general public squalor that always hits the poorest hardest. Not even Margaret Thatcher came into government proposing such cuts. Not even she would admit to it before she came in. Their economic policy makes Thatcher's economic policy look like a tea dance. What makes it all far worse is the Tories' hypocrisy. They say, we're all in this together. Well, with a shadow cabinet full of multi-millionaires, how can they possibly say that?
On that point?
No. David Cameron is worth 3.2 million.
On that point,
we'll cut in benefits. We'll cut in public sector spending. Will they hit the multi-millionaires in the Tory shadow cabinet? And we should not forget that whilst imposing austerity on the rest of us, they will institute a tax cut in terms of inheritance tax, which amounts to giving 200 grand to the 300 richest millionaires in Britain. It's a disgrace. It's austerity for some and not for others. I do have a certain confidence in the opposition. I have a confidence that they will destroy any economic recovery, that they will decimate public services and conduct a concerted attack on the living standards of ordinary working people. I have confidence that they will prove themselves the ragtag band of apologists for poverty and misery like they have always been throughout their long and inglorious history. So vote proposition.